Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Max, and we're gonna start playing the most expensive game of all time to produce, at least for a while anyway. How we doing, Chris?
Holy Shen, it's Shitmoo.
Oh man. Oh,
Okay.
you remember when this first came out? Like,
Yeah, we can't not talk
oh my
about
God.
that.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the Dreamcast was just something special in general. It was not on my radar at all. And then I played a demo of Sonic Adventure at Toys R Us, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I need
like
one
this
of
is
these now."
gonna have to be like a day one purchase. Yeah.
And then I subscribed to the official Dreamcast magazine and everything, and all of a sudden it's like, I need Jet Grind Radio, I need, and then they did a story on Shenmue,
Yeah.
and this is when they were talking about, yeah, it's going to be 16 games. It's,
Oh my God, I
like,
know.
It's like we tried doing this on Saturn, but we couldn't do it. Like we're gonna move it to the Dreamcast, and here's all these, and it just sounded like this magic game. Like,
Right.
oh, the
Well-
video games are gonna change forever, and it wasn't quite that, but still.
Yeah, but it hit enough of its mark to be probably one of the most nostalgic games of all time for me. So a couple of things off of what you said. Whoops. Good job, Chris.
Yeah. I'm actually that's my fault.
Oh, that's your fault.
I'm actually wondering if I should lower the game audio a little bit, because it is like very loud.
So the opening cinematic I noticed is louder than the rest of the game. So just like let's see
okay.
yeah. But anyways, so I had kind of a similar experience. Like the way that I first heard about Shenmue. Go ahead and tweak the options if you want.
Please stop looking around.
I actually read about it, of all places, in the local Napoleon, Ohio newspaper. And I knew it had to be something special if, they were writing about a video game. But you're right, it was that same kind of thing where it was like supposed to revolutionize like what games are capable of and things like that, which you're right, it didn't quite meet those sort of marks. But what it was essentially doing was kind of inventing the open world genre. And
Yeah.
I remember seeing, like, so after I read about it in there, I went on the internets at the time and looked it up. And you're right, I found out that it was originally slated to be a Sega Saturn game. And they even went so far as to have, like, full cinematics and screenshots of it. So,
Yeah, they got really far.
yeah.
Like, I remember years later seeing pictures of it, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting." I think Rio didn't have his jacket, but
Right. And he
it
basically
looks
just
really
looked like the Rio from, not Street Fighter, but
Virtua
Fighter. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was supposed to be the same Rio, just like a narrative game based on him.
yeah. It's interesting how they obviously cleaned up the graphics for this.
Yeah.
But aside from that, they kept the integrity of like the Dreamcast. It's not like a Resident Evil remake where they like changed a lot of the pre-rendered backgrounds from movies to like actual assets and stuff. They just kind of cleaned it up. They made it outside of these movies. I think it's 16:9.
That's correct.
But you can tell that just all the textures and everything are still.
Oh yeah,
from the
it's muddy
Dreamcast.
as shit.
and stiff. But I remember I didn't think like, oh, these are the best graphics ever. I thought they were excellent, but I think it was more just the whole experience that
Right.
Once you started seeing like, oh, I can interact with everything.
Absolutely everything.
Oh, the weather changes every day, and people. This was the first game, and I don't think games did this for a really long time afterwards. This is the first game where everyone had a life.
Right.
And you
like
could
you
follow
can follow
them.
everyone around and like go about their daily routine.
They would be doing
Fuck
something
Sam.
different.
It's my favorite guy, Fuxan. Right.
Just wow. Fuxan had the right idea. He's like, I'm just gonna play dead. Fuck this shit.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna play dead. Wait for this thing to blow over. Yeah, no, for me,
Oh,
like
man.
I remember specifically playing this on the Dreamcast, and for me it was one of those things where like, how are graphics ever gonna get better than this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought the
and it was
graphics.
partially this, like look at the fucking. It looks like horse shit now, but like,
Yeah.
just like the smoothness of Landi's face, and like the fact that like Iwao has actual wrinkles, and
Yeah, for sure.
because we were coming
And-
off
and-
like the N64 and PS1 when this
Yeah. And I think it's. Do you remember the discs that came with the game? That,
Oh yeah, 4 of them.
They would like explain what was in the game. Like, here's the magic weather system. Here's
Yes.
how to get a job. And people would they would have characters from the game sitting there just explaining it to you as the
Right.
camera panned around them. And I was like, oh shit, their faces are so realistic.
I
Like,
know.
And it was, you know what it is? It's like, you're right about smoothness. It's obviously looks dated these days, but all I could think about was not like, oh, it doesn't look super realistic. It was more like, there's no pixels. Where are the pixels? You could see individual pixels in like PlayStation games and N64 games.
Yep.
And this is just like
And
these
his eye
smooth
movements here, like holy shit. You know. I remember making a big deal, and I don't know why I latched onto this, but I remember making a big deal about individual fingers, like being shown on the hands.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why
I
that
did
was such
too.
a big deal to me, but it
But
was.
even you think about like the PS2, like think about Final Fantasy X, which is lauded for its really good graphics.
Yeah, still
which
looks
should have
good.
been. But then when it came to like other parts of the game, when they were like, okay, let's use the low res models, like
Yeah.
they definitely have webbed fingers,
Right.
and no one had webbed fingers in this game. Like,
I
even
think some of the bystanders do. I could be wrong.
okay, we'll have to take a look.
But like
They obviously.
But like Rio's character model does not change between this cinematic and the gameplay though, which is
Yeah.
huge.
Chao Sun Ming. Chao? That's the name of the man you killed in Moon.
And then it's all framed by this actually pretty decent kung fu plot, you know?
Get up.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
allow you to
it definitely
die
has some
like a
intrigue to it.
warrior.
You know,
It's
you want to know what's
melodramatic.
going on.
Yeah, it's melodramatic, but not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Like it's almost
Yeah, I
a
want to know
cliche.
Wow's story. Like,
Yeah.
what's going on with him?
Right. It's almost a cliche story, but at the same time,
We have it.
like you don't mind it. One, because nothing this ambitious had ever been attempted in a game series before. Like you said, it was originally marketed as like a 16 game experience, right? But then
Yeah.
also, like, just the cinematic flair with which they deliver everything. And then from this point forward, like, it's still a narrative experience, but the narrative moves entirely at your pace. This can be a 5-hour game, or it can be a 55-hour game, depending on
Yeah,
how you
you-
play it.
You could speedrun this game in a few hours or
Yeah.
a couple hours maybe, but like there were so many different ways to move forward.
Right.
Like almost every single quest, there's at least like 10 people who will get you there, you know.
Exactly.
And you could follow what people are saying. You could kind of almost be on the mark, and they'd be like, "Okay, we'll kind of push you in the right direction."
yeah.
Or sometimes it's just some rando that's just like, "Oh, I did overhear this." It's like,
Right.
"Oh, okay. Well,
You
this
friend.
added a step, but cool."
Yep.
It's the attention to and that's what holds up,
Friend.
because there are parts of this game that hold up very well.
Oh, yeah.
You
It
love-
truly
Graphics,
is like-
maybe, yeah.
It truly is a non-linear game, which
No.
even modern games don't
Father.
tend not to get right. Like they'll advertise themselves based on like the openness of their world, but when it boils down to the actual gameplay, it's go from this part of the giant map to the next part of the giant map.
Yeah.
And like the in between is just like hack and slash, or it's, you know, talk to this NPC to open this door, or something like that, you know? Like
Yeah.
the closest thing that I can think of to this in terms of sheer like openness, in terms of progression, is probably Breath of the Wild, which in a strange way feels to me like sort of an evolution of the Shenmue formula more than most modern open world games.
hmm
I mean, don't get me
You
wrong,
were-
completely different play styles and everything, but at the same time, like, you know, Breath of the Wild starts up, you can march your ass to Hyrule Castle, or you can go to the lake, or whatever, right? Here in Shenmue, too, it's certainly scaled down, but you can start tracking Lan Di, you can go to the arcade, you can develop a relationship with Nozomi. I mean, it really is just wide open for you.
Yeah. There's like that main objective, but you can also like piss away your time,
Yeah.
and then there's like an irreversible game over where it's just like, dude,
Right. I
waited
mean, you
too
have to be
long.
trying to get that game over, but
Unless you're just really like the arcade, like
right.
you can once you get your job it's like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, what's with all this money? I could do whatever I want.
Yeah, right.
Like, and of course, little kid, like as an adult, it's just like, oh, I should use this, get a, maybe we need a bus ticket or something like. And a little kid me was just like, I don't know what a yen is, but now I can buy like a million more of those capsule toys.
Right. I'm like, fuck it. This game is just Space Harrier in a pretty wrapping paper.
and if you could treat it that way, play the arcade and play your Sega Saturn, which shouldn't exist.
Right.
And
yeah, in 1987. Or is this 86? 86.
84? What is it?
No,
what
this
did
is
it just
86.
say?
This is a year before we were born.
Oh shit.
Well, like
okay.
2 months before I was born, technically, but
And look at all these things, these numbers that really didn't, like number assistance. You would actually hear something, but like, are you really gonna call the police?
Yeah,
you
they
try
put
it,
those
and
in
he's
there
like,
for
they're
a
not
reason.
gonna help me.
Yeah. So you remember our buddy Aaron, right?
Yeah.
I played this a lot at his house, and we would basically play this. Like, I would bring it over, and one, we would just marvel at how technologically impressive it was. But then two, we would just dick around. So we would like call the cops. We would get into fights with randos if we could.
Yeah, like Yakuza and stuff.
Yeah, right. Like there are a good number of optional fights in this game too.
Good to know. I have all my white shirts there.
Yeah, right. Rio's like the most boring dresser.
He's like a Hank Hill.
Yeah, he's just Japanese Hank Hill.
Japanese Hank Hill.
I mean, look at that. Even like his like going out on the town clothes. It's a denim jacket and fucking white t-shirt.
Shit. He knows what works. Where's my tape recorder?
I guess so.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, it's just his drawer of hentai. Yeah, but no, what you're doing right now, like, I swear to God, I must have spent like the first hour and a half of playing Shenmue in this room, just like
seriously
marveling, because I didn't buy a strategy guide with it. I wanted to go in fresh, right?
Yeah,
so like,
which is the way to do it,
right? But
sure.
The downside to that was, like, I wasn't 100% sure like what kind of game I was playing overall, and like how much of the stuff that he could pick up and interact with was significant. So I'm literally like going through Rio's house, opening every single door, picking up like apples and books of matches, and just like, okay, I'm gonna use this later, I'm sure.
But you know what, honestly, as your first time playing it, especially back in the day when we first got it, I think that's a great way to play it, because you can appreciate like
the sheer amount
how
of
much detail. Like so many of these textures and everything, there was no reason to do, but they did.
Yeah,
they did.
And
like,
you're right,
they don't
like,
use that home album texture anywhere.
Yeah. Even modern games, like we held up Breath of the Wild as kind of the new like industry standard for open worlds. Like, as open and as big and beautiful as that game is, nowhere near the level of just environmental interaction as you have in this game from 1999.
You should
or technically 2000, but
I'm fine. Really.
Like that is kind of mind blowing to consider that they were able to achieve this on the fucking Sega Dreamcast, which, as you said, was ahead of its time, but still, I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's nowhere near even like PlayStation 3 levels of technical ability.
Yeah. And like on a, what is it, a GD-ROM, basically a glorified CD.
Yes.
Like, and on one of those things, like,
this is for today.
Are you actually trying to read it?
From tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm bad at Japanese.
You just read like, "Don't fuck this away." You know where fuck saying is? I like to go through this game and just like mispronounce everything.
Really?
Like, it probably sounds pretty racist, but I promise it's not.
I promise.
Wait, is he Shenmue? Which one of you is Shenmue?
Who's Shenmue?
I picture like a whale, but that's probably just because of Shamu.
I do. Yeah, so do I.
And it turned, well,
sure, why not?
Okay, how much of Shenmue 3 did you play?
No, dude, I'm like, I just left the first village, basically.
I'm not going to ruin it then. But,
yeah, I like got to was it Shenmue?
Yeah.
Is there actually any? I don't think there's anything in there that I need.
At the very least, you learn what the Shenmue is. Well, I think you technically learn that in the second game.
In the second game, yeah. You actually pass by the
tree.
I think I guess you pass by your house in the second game for a little bit.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Ooh, what is this?
What
what is this table called? Uh,
Coffee table.
a katsu table or something, where it has the little heater under it.
Oh,
And
really?
you sit there. Oh man,
Is that
great
how you
in the
make chicken
wintertime.
katsu?
No.
Because I'm down for that.
It's just a table to like study at, like sit and be warm at. Good
Mhm.
night.
So,
Oh my
so
god, I need one of those.
talking again about like the sheer level of detail. So, like, you know, you can interact with everything in his house, right? And maybe part of you is thinking, well, it's because it's the main character's house, and of course you're going to get to interact with everything because this is where he lives. Like, this is your home base. They want to show off the technical aspects of it. No, you walk into any fucking shop in this game, and you have the same level of detail. And at the very least, like, even if he can't take it with him, like, he can pick up and look at things and rotate them in the same. It is absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's
And, like, it's
crazy.
totally unnecessary and completely, like, to the point where they even scaled that down in Shenmue 3. Like, Shenmue 3 is a fine game. It's not like... It certainly does not blow my mind in the way that the first two did. But at the same time, like, you know, it has more than average environmental interaction in it.
Yeah.
They just kind of try. It almost Shenmue 3 felt like they couldn't quite decide on whether to make it a classic game or a modern game, and so they sort of did this weird halfway in between. And like I said, I did not dislike the game, but because of like, I feel like if they had committed to one direction or the other, it would have been overall a better experience.
Yeah.
And that's not to say it was a bad experience.
No, not at all. But I think also because it was a Kickstarter thing, like that's probably the only way it was going to like get funded. I want to call Nozomi. I'm gonna call Nozomi
Yeah.
like every day.
Call your
Let's
girlfriend.
see. I remember I had these phone numbers memorized. That's kind of sad, but
Which is
right.
hilarious because Japanese phone numbers are like the most unintuitive things.
all right. Where's Nozomi?
Like, I mean,
Nozomi.
America, sure, you get, you know, area code, you have the local, and then you have the individual four numbers, right? It's bum bum ba bum ba bum ba. It's nice and simple.
Oh my
Japanese,
God.
no, it's like 349 07 64 93 42. Like, fuck
And
you.
of course, they make you do it like this rotary phone style. Like, what in the hell?
Dude, did you see like hipsters are paying like hundreds of dollars for rotary phones? From
Why?
exactly. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm kind of in this like, I don't know if you would call it a midlife crisis, but like I'm feeling super nostalgic for stuff lately, which is probably why I'm gonna love this particular playthrough so much.
Hello?
Nozomi.
But like, I'm not at the point where
Yeah,
like
I'm
I'm
alright.
buying like
But he
80s
sounds a bit
phones
worried.
and alarm
Nozomi,
clocks
Can you talk
just
Yeah.
to like pretend I'm in a
Okay.
different era.
I'll ask Grandma too.
I get that.
She's been wanting to pay respects to your family altar.
Thanks.
I
See.
saw my aunt post this thing where, you know, my aunt does kind of like typical, like, I don't want to call her an old lady, but, you know, like old lady and old man Facebook posts. Like,
Yeah.
who remembers when you had cinnamon toast for breakfast? I do. It's stuff like that. But anyways, like, it was one of those, like, raise your hand if you owned this alarm clock. And it's like that classic 80s brown General Electric
Oh
alarm
yeah.
clock. You know
The-
exactly the one I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, the horizontal one with
Yeah,
the red
with the red
numbers.
lettering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, my dad owned one. My aunt commented, I own one. I'm like, dude, Aunt Kathy, I guarantee you, if you look on Amazon right now, people are paying like $100 for it, where you probably paid like $5 to own it in the 80s. She goes, I did. I'm thinking about selling it. Well, because, you know, it's just one of
those
those
things
things.
bring you back, you know.
They do, but not like for $100. They don't.
No. Unless
Like,
you're
you know,
made
you
of
see
money.
those pictures of like people who
Keep your balance.
I don't know.
That's right.
How do you even describe it? It is like a hipster thing, right? But they'll like show up to a coffee shop and they'll slap like a 80-pound typewriter on the table and like
Tighten up your abdomen.
go to work for some reason.
Oh God, I really hope that's not a thing.
Oh no, that's a thing. There's an actual picture of someone. I
Wow.
kind of hope they're being ironic, but
Yeah.
the fact that it's like
hope
a
so.
really like you can tell someone just like took this photo like pretending they were doing a text. Like I don't think it was someone being purposefully ironic.
I got a trophy. Wow.
Nice.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna send you a picture. Speaking of typewriters, Oh no, I don't want.
Well, and then like the classic one are the dudes that like dress like it's like the 1890s, you know,
Yeah.
with like the overalls or like no, not the overalls. The what's the word I'm looking for? The straps, suspenders.
Yeah.
Like suspenders, bow tie, tweed pants, and like you know just stuff like that.
Is everything okay?
They
Tweed
look
pants
like
are
a character in
stylish,
Oliver
but-
Twist.
I want to ask you about
Hey,
that man.
The mustaches are definitely
Oh, that man.
something that's like using the mustache wax and growing
the
it
man
out and
called
everything.
Maggie.
Like
What did he talk with my
looking
father about?
like some kind of
Maggie,
evil
the man
baron
did
that
the
is gonna
And then
find
they
your
threw
wife
me out
and
of the
tired of
dojo.
railroad tracks.
Right.
The black
And you know, at the end of the day,
suits,
all
catch
this
the
is
names.
just people expressing themselves, which is
I
great.
know.
But it's
They
like
came out
at
of
a certain
nowhere.
point, you know, like
I see.
I get
for
trying
Kassan.
to convey the
you
image that
remember
you're an
anything
old
at all,
soul, you know,
sure to tell
but I'm
me.
not willing to spend
Yo-san,
hundreds and
why-
hundreds of
what you gonna
dollars
do?
just to capture an
Yo-san,
aesthetic
Where are you going?
that like
You're not going after
is
them.
not of this era.
Please,
Does that make
don't.
sense?
Look what they
Yeah,
did to
and I
Hazuki-sensei.
think the things where they remake them to
They
look
killed
like
my
the
father
style and use
right
the same
in front of
materials
me.
and everything like that.
Yeah,
I will
If
have
they're
my
cost
revenge.
effective, I'm all for that.
sure.
But when people are, you know, the
I
ones
need
that
to do
cost a lot of
this
money are like the originals,
for my
you know,
father.
that people have kept in the family or something, and
Right.
people paying that much money for that, it's like, why?
Right.
A lot of this stuff is like coming back, and you'll get it a lot cheaper. Like,
Sure. And you know, like
All right, I
there's
think
a
there's
way to
another
like kind
memory.
of capture the spirit of that retro aesthetic without like looking like a total poser. You know?
yeah.
Or at least
come
that's just how I personally feel about it. Like I can appreciate like yeah, there's something like warm and comforting about like falling asleep in my bedroom from when I was a kid when I visit dad and like you know clicking snooze on the alarm clock that I had in the 7th grade. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm not going to go out and like actively seek that alarm clock and only use that because, you know, it is what I am familiar with and I'm willing to pay top dollar for that. Like I can
What is it
admit
to you?
that, you know, technology has progressed to the point
A
where
friend
my
from
life is
school?
actively more convenient for it.
Yeah.
Even if it's
There
less,
are-
you know,
And
comfortable.
I've definitely owned alarm clocks that woke me up better,
Well,
but
a friend is
one,
a
I don't want to
friend.
wake up the whole house, and two,
That's
like
right.
I think it's
Just as
waking
a
up
parent is a
slowly
parent,
and kind of gently
friend
is
is
really the
nothing
best way to
other than a
do it.
friend.
Like
yeah.
something that just really jolts you awake and you
listen to
can't
your
fall back
wife.
asleep. It's not good for you. It's not good for your heart.
Oftentimes,
Wait a
Like,
minute. I gotta hold on.
Oh,
Let me
foreshadowing.
find it real quick. Where is
That's the law of nature.
I gotta learn to navigate my phone here. All right, you want to hear my morning alarm?
Even after
Yeah.
parents die.
All right, here we go. You ready for this shit?
So treasure your
Yep.
friends. And friends you can trust. Are true friends
Wow.
indeed.
Right? Now,
That's cool.
tell me an '80s alarm clock that can do that.
Right? Mine is
Dude, you're getting like fucking silver
like nature
trophies
sounds.
for doing nothing. It's awesome.
right? I'm just looking at shit.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, I
I'm
don't have
just
time for
looking
you,
around my
Fukusan.
backyard, getting silver
Oh.
trophies. But yeah, no. So like,
This is later.
It won't open. It seems to be locked.
it's fucking plywood. Just break. You're a karate master, dude. Just chop it.
All right.
Come on, Rio.
Just
It's
whoa,
fucking karate
Slenderman.
chop. Oh, man.
Okay. Oh man, yeah, they even had fucking shadows and shit. Like,
Oh yeah. I mean, terrible shadows, but they had them.
Yeah.
Like even FF10, you held up FF10, which is kind of like one of the first PS2 games where you're like, holy shit, this is like
Yeah.
a movie being conveyed to us in. Yeah, but at the same time, like if you remember the shadows in that game, they were just circles under the characters.
Yeah.
Like this was wildly ambitious, and for me, like it was a combination of
Ichiro.
okay, so like the
Hey,
technical
bro.
aspect of it, like just
I
the
wanna ask you
mind-blowing
something.
reality of what you were
Yeah?
seeing.
What is it?
There was the fact that
That
it was
day,
a decent
did you see
kung
men
fu
wearing
plot,
black
which I really
suits?
appreciated.
That day?
And finally, the fact that it took place
no,
in
I didn't
Japan
see
and like
them.
let you sort of
I see.
experience a
Any idea of
daily
who may have
slice
seen
of
them?
life of a Japanese teenager
How
of
about
that time.
Yeah.
Miyama-san
Like
or
I was just a
Kondo-san?
weeb enough that
Those
I
women
really
just
dug
might
that.
know something.
Yeah. I was
they're
all
always
into
near
this
the
because
paper
it's
house
also
like a
different.
Galka.
Like
Standing
just
there
how
chatting and gossiping
Yokosuka
all day.
looks and
Mhm.
everything. It's
Yeah.
like, oh man,
Maybe
these
they
buildings are
know,
so
and are
close
chatting about it
together, and
now.
there's
I'll
just
ask
like
them.
this bustling like life, but it's not like a huge city or anything. Like I
Noriko.
was all about that.
Right.
No.
And like, lest
About
we
that
forget,
day.
they like actually
That
went into this
day?
region of Japan and like
The day of the
meticulously
incident.
photographed
I
everything
heard about
so
it
that
from
they had
Nozomi.
every detail just
it
right.
must be hard for you.
Yeah.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, you've seen those pictures
Did
where
you
it's
see
just
anyone
like they'll
wearing
show.
black suits that day?
Obviously, it's not like to
No,
scale or
I
anything like that, but
No.
there's certain
What
parts
about
that
them?
are
It's nothing, really.
inspired by real places,
Right.
and then it's just like, oh shit, like that's really cool.
Like, for instance, this road that Rio is walking down that no car in the history of automation could possibly drive on. I mean, fucking look at this. You know how tight that fucking corner would be there? Jesus.
2 miles an hour speed limit only.
Like, that is not... I mean, there's no car that could make that turn. I'm sorry. Oh, God. And they managed to park in his front lawn, turn it around, and pull out all before anyone could stop them for a murder. You know,
Megan.
Right.
That did not happen.
You got a kitten in there?
You promise not to
And then there's the
tell my
AAA voice
mommy.
acting.
Yeah,
Sure.
and the
Okay,
what do you call
then
it?
I'll show you.
The audio quality of the voices and everything.
Yes, where they sound like they were like
Is this
talking into
your
a
kitten?
tin can, and that's
Right.
how they somehow made the audio better.
See? She's all alone.
But you know,
Oh,
that's
wow.
all part of the retro charm of this for me.
See, the
Yeah.
other day when it
I actually
rained,
was-
a car ran over
I
her
don't think it's a
mommy.
great soundtrack these days, but I remember I was so into the soundtrack just because it sounded so different.
Yeah.
Like, and they definitely went for what do you call
black
it?
car.
You know,
Yeah,
to
and she said it was really scary.
go with like
And then
some
me and
traditional
Ted,
Chinese
we
music
found
in
the
there.
mommy cat.
Mm-hmm.
And just like
And
very
so now
simple.
I can be the
just-
kitty's
It was
mommy.
It really it does an effective job of transporting you to another culture, which
Yes.
again is part of what I just
So
found
you going to keep
so
her here?
aesthetically
Yeah,
wonderful about
Everybody's
this game.
helping out too.
Also, Rio's just cool.
Like
Yeah, Rio's
He's
just
a
a cool
badass.
dude.
Yasuo,
Mm.
I mean, I don't think he would be
Kaya.
very fun to hang out with,
I
but
see.
No.
hey, you guys
He's that
want to read books
milquetoast.
in silence? Fine, Rio.
He's like that milquetoast anime protagonist from like the 80s.
But you gotta
these
love
days-
him, right? Yeah.
You know,
Think
and
she's
that's interesting
hungry?
because you see how things evolve. Like you think about Final Fantasy characters and protagonists in general, that they're more young
Yeah.
and they're more like they have
Wait a
issues and they act like kids a lot, which is like
Okay.
cool.
Yeah.
But you think about the older RPGs and you think about like Rio, he's very much like a protagonist from
the
like
cat
80s
tofu.
anime or something,
Yeah.
where it'd just be like a do-gooder
Right.
who is just like
Do this.
He's fucking Hank Hill.
Yeah.
He's just a Boy Scout. you
yeah,
know?
he's like a Hank Hill Boy Scout kind of person. You see what's like that was actually kind of popular.
Yeah. He's kind of
She's
like
so
Captain
tiny.
America without the
But already
superpowers. You know,
an
he's just like a good dude for the sake of being a good dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I saw your status. So you were
Yamagi's
watching Falcon and Winter Soldier?
Did you see the conclusion of it?
Yeah, I did.
Oh shit, dude. I
man.
had like so many like feels during that
Oh
episode.
yeah, that whole episode. There were so many things, and I
And it
wasn't thinking
surprised
much
me
of
a
the
couple
show.
times too.
Yeah, I did the first 3
Yeah,
episodes.
it's
I didn't
close
think
by
much of
there.
the show. It's like okay, there's some action, whatever.
Megumi, you
I
need to
didn't
be
know where
careful
they were
around
gonna
cars,
go
too.
with it,
Yeah.
and to like
Yeah.
be such a social commentary. Once I started seeing that,
Well,
like
I've
episode
got to
4,
go
it's like
now.
Yeah.
okay,
Well,
I gotcha.
what kind of reached me emotionally about it was I almost feel like the whole series
well,
was
think of a
Disney's
good one, I'll
way
let you know.
of like kind of confronting audiences who would have a problem with a black
Bye-bye.
Captain America,
Right?
especially in that
It's
last episode, because they just come out and say it, like where you know he's
Without
talking to
even
the
making a
senator,
big
but he's
deal.
really talking to the camera.
Yeah. But it's also when you first see him, it's just like, who's that? I'm Captain America. And it's like not even a big deal. But
Yeah,
then,
it's
yeah,
not
that
like-
whole.
They kind of joke about it a little bit, like, do we call you Captain Falcon or something? You know, I thought that was pretty
Captain.
funny.
I love that.
But at the same
Uh.
time, no, it's just Captain America. But Captain America is now black, and he incorporates the wings into his suit for an added,
Yeah.
power, which is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that costume design too. That was tight.
Oh yeah, it's very it's not like Marvel, the MCU has been. It's more like comic book.
Yeah.
Because Marvel's been more realistic.
It is
and,
super, super comic booky, which is what I love
it's
about
very
it.
comic book. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
And like so they like had a couple of options that they could have gone there, and they all could have worked depending on the angle that they came in from. But like I feel like if they had just slapped like a traditional Captain America suit on him, it almost would have been like, I don't know, like he becomes Captain America
Yes.
by setting aside what
What's
makes him
his
unique,
name,
you know?
please?
So I'm glad that they kept it like firmly like to his
It says
style and his
Kojima.
identity. And it's like,
Yeah.
no, this is
Does
just
it?
Captain America now.
I'm
And
trying to
the
find
challenge for the
Yamamoto's
audience
house,
is that
but
you
see,
have
my
to change your
eyesight is
perception
bad,
of what
so
it means to be
Don't worry.
Captain America,
I'll
right?
look for it. Wait for me in that park up ahead.
Yeah.
You're so kind. Thank you so much.
The best part about this side quest is you can just not show up.
I
You can
remember
just
we
leave
were
her
playing
hanging
this,
there.
and it was just like, where the fuck
Yeah.
is
But no,
Yamamoto?
so there was that scene where and that was probably my favorite part of the whole thing, where
Now, Yuki.
where the new Captain
Yo.
America like firmly
Gotta say.
takes hold.
Sure.
You know, that
Yeah.
was
Hey,
really cool.
Is everything
There
okay?
was
Yeah,
secondly
but, hey,
the part with
on that day,
Bucky and the
did
elderly
you see
Japanese
any
man.
men wearing black
Like
suits?
that
Oh,
really
yeah.
got to me too. It's
Black
like,
that,
yeah, I
that
killed your
did
son and I'm
too for me
No, I
too,
sure
man.
did.
Oh my
Yes.
god.
Like,
I
because
was
and,
just
you know
like,
any
oh.
like I don't know if I'm
Any
like
idea
just
who might
developing
know
dad
about those men in
issues
black
or something
suits?
like that because I have kids. But like anything
Any
where it's like a
sucker
father
or
and a son
gossip
dynamic,
gaggle
it
might know
really
something.
it gets
you
to
know
me.
how they're always
Yeah.
yakking over near the payphone.
Oh, and just seeing someone
Try
like Bucky
asking them.
who is kind of
Good
a hard
idea.
ass, you know, and doesn't let people in, and then just to
Right.
be like, just come out and say it, like, oh,
Yeah, because his whole thing was kind of like he was almost like the contrast to Sam with kind of like his textbook macho mannerism, right? Like he's
Yeah.
the man's man. He's silent. He's not going to admit his feelings, and then like his whole arc is learning to make peace with what he did by emotionally processing it like a normal human being instead of like this. And you have to
Yeah.
remember, like his character
That's
is
it.
from the
Guess
1940s.
I'll go
Like
get that lady.
men in that era did not like cry publicly
Yeah.
or admit that they had feelings more complex than hunger or anger or horny. Like that was
Yeah.
it for men in
Yeah.
those days. And so like that scene really
Man,
got to me.
I found
And
it.
then the last
Did
one,
you? Thank
believe it
you
or
so
not,
very
was
much.
actually where Fake Cap like threw down his shield to like actually do a noble thing and try to help.
Yeah.
This is it.
to help
Thank
with the
you
fan.
for
Yeah, I
taking
did too
the
because I
time
didn't
to
expect
help
them
me, young
to.
man.
I didn't think they would
I
go
thought he
for
was
any
gonna be
kind
the
of
villain.
redemption.
They're
But
so
Me either,
few
me either.
helpful young
I
And,
I
people
actually
these
thought that he
days.
was going to be like the quote unquote final boss. Like he was,
Yeah, me too.
especially like given that within the first 5 minutes they're already fighting the flag burners. I figured they were going to deal with them in like 20 minutes, and then like Bad Cap was going to go on a rampage, and they were going to have to
Yep.
team up to stop him.
That
Like,
is
that's how
exactly
I
what
thought that
too.
episode was going to go down.
Oh yeah. And
But-
here I'm gonna go to the park.
So-
real
so,
quick
like-
to see if there's anything.
And the unique thing about that is that like whether they meant to do this or not, he's actually probably the most complicated villain character in the MCU right now, because he's on the one hand a total asshole and he killed a dude and he took a serum to make himself more powerful than other people, basically to stoke his own ego.
Yeah,
But then also he is capable of doing the right thing, and he knows what the right thing is, right?
Yeah.
It's just like he's so in the comic books, John Walker is like the negative side of patriotism. He's more of a nationalist sort of
Yeah.
character, and they don't lean very hard into that. Like they make him relatively
should talk to Your
progressive.
Majesty
Like his
son
best
at least
friend is
once.
a black guy. He has a Filipino or I forget what culture she is, but his wife, like he's not just like a MAGA American, which would have been the modern equivalent to what he would be in the comics, right?
yeah,
Instead, he's been so mistreated by like the government that he was serving that like he doesn't know anything else. And so like that's why he has like this reaction to superpowers, right? Like he's driven by like this unstoppable urge to succeed and to please people.
Excuse me.
And so
What?
yeah, like and
Did you
in
see
that
any
last
men
moment
wearing
he's
black
like
suits
confronted with
around
like,
here?
okay,
On
do
that day
I
it
take
snowed.
revenge on the
No,
people
I
who
didn't
wronged
see
me,
them.
or do
I
I
wasn't
do
here
the
the
right
day it
thing
snowed.
even though it's going to cost
see.
me? And he made the right
Yeah.
call there. I still
He's a pitiable character.
he is,
Like,
and I
you
still
feel
think that he could come back as either a hero or a villain, or continually kind of be somewhere in between, where like he'll show up like on the wrong
Excuse
side
me?
sometimes, but he can be pulled back into
No, don't ask
the
me.
right
Can't
way
you
with
ask
enough
someone
encouragement.
in one
Like
of the stores around here?
interesting enough, like
I
I
see.
hated him for the first half of the series, but by the end of it, like you said, I kind of pitied him and was like, okay, so maybe there is some redeeming this dude.
Yeah, what he said at the like not the press con, his oh, what do you call that? Not a trial,
trial?
but it's.
His
I mean, you
discharge,
can basically
yeah.
call. Yeah, that it was just like I've done what you guys have asked me to do.
Yeah,
I've
I
done
was
everything
like, dude,
I can.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, it's not like it's
Tough
it's
feel.
all their fault. Obviously, you know, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
What did his who's the guy that died? His friend. I can't
Yeah,
remember
his
his
best
superhero
friend.
name.
Yeah, I
But
can't either.
basically, he said the super soldier serum
Makes you
also,
more of
where's
yourself.
Yamagaki-san? Yeah, it makes
Yeah.
you exactly. It makes you more of yourself. And I was like, that's definitely true for this guy. Like,
Right.
oh, can I go to
I haven't
Costco?
talked to
Okay, I didn't
Yamagaki-san
think
yet.
so.
Yamagaki-san.
I'll see if he's in the park, but I know what he looks like. He's like that old dude.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the... Well, he I know he shows up in the park sometimes.
Yeah. Where are you, Yamagaki-san?
Yeah, no, he's
You're
not there yet. Who do you have to talk to trigger his appearance?
Exactly. It's like I have to talk to someone. Let me talk to my friend again.
Wait. If you need me to, I can always bust out my strategy guide from 01.
Oh, do you have a Shenmue
I
strategy
think I
guide?
do
No,
still
you don't.
here.
Yo, about the men in black suits.
No, dude, where's
ask the
Yamagashi?
Sakura gossip group ladies. Yakking over.
So
by
another
the
thing I love
payphone.
about this, you know, like
I'll
the
ask them.
white voice
Thanks.
actors who
See
they
you
like
later.
taught just enough pronunciation that they could fumble their way through it, but not enough that it sounds even remotely Japanese.
Yeah.
Sakura Gaoka.
Sarakaoka.
Here's the Abe store.
Nope. Some kid.
Hi, Kota.
Hi.
Going out to play?
But you know, like part of that too
Is that
now is that
right?
like if Rio
Don't
were
stay out too
voiced
late.
by anyone
Okay.
else,
Bye.
even though he's a far stretch from the world's greatest voice actor, it just wouldn't sound the same.
Excuse me.
Yeah, they weren't
What
going to
is
get
it,
the
baby
original
boy
voice
girl?
actor for Shenmue 3, were
The
they?
day of
And then
that
they did.
incident,
I'm
did
so
you see
glad they
any men
did.
dressed in
Yeah,
black
me too.
suits?
Even though
I
he
don't
sounds
have the
like
time
his
to fool
voice
with
has, you know,
looking at
mellowed a
men.
little in 20
see.
years, which of course it has. It's probably
Yeah.
like,
Anything unusual
one, he's
happen that
older,
day?
and two, it's probably a
You
completely different
again.
recording setup.
With me.
It's just
Every
yeah,
day
the
it's
technology
same
is
old
definitely
routine.
I
improved.
see.
Like it
Use
loses
your head,
something.
baby
Yeah,
boy
his voice
girl.
sounds way softer
Yes.
in Shenmue 3. Whereas here, it's kind of like you described it. It has that tinniness from the recording studio that they did this in, and the fact that it was being translated from, you know, like a studio mic to a CD-ROM,
Mishima-san,
you know,
Yeah.
and like compressed in order to get it to
Hello,
fit.
that day of the incident.
You know what game
Did you
also
see some
did
men
that,
dressed
like
in
really
black suits?
noticeably?
Black suits?
Was FF12.
No.
Which is,
Oh,
which is
yeah?
kind of interesting.
Oh,
if you played that
yeah.
recently, which
Well,
I know you have,
you
like it
happen to
has that
notice
same thing
anything
where it kind of
unusual?
sounds like they're talking
Oh,
through a tin
nothing
can just a
worth
little bit.
mentioning.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and
I'm
you
looking
notice
for
that
anything at
FF10
all.
did
Is
not
there
have
anything
that,
you
which
No.
is very interesting. But
I think just because
The
they weren't
weather
trying to
was
cram as
awful,
much on one
So I
DVD.
stayed
no,
inside
there
all
was an
day.
insane
Did
amount to
you
that
ask
game. Like I couldn't.
Tetsuya-san?
The more I played it, I couldn't
She knows
believe
about everything
like,
that
I
occurs
think
how
in
much
12
those
neighborhood.
to those
Is
towns.
that
Yeah,
so?
I think 12 is possibly still the biggest Final Fantasy in scale to date.
Yeah, it absolutely. Even if it isn't somehow, it's definitely the biggest feeling one.
Excuse
me.
Like,
Oh, no,
Well, because I mean,
no,
like
no,
in
I
other
just
games, you
can't
had like the
ask
world map, you
someone
could
that-
circumnavigate the globe. But 12, even though it was much more focused, like it was kind of like Shenmue in a weird way, like nowhere near as interactive. But every single environment was crammed with so much, you know, background detail and so much stuff that you could do, like side quest wise, character wise, shop wise. You know, it was gigantic. Okay, so let's see here. An elderly lady is looking for Yamamoto.
Yeah, we already.
House. Yamagashi-stan almost got hit by a black car. I need to visit. Okay, so he's not giving us any leads on where to find him.
I wonder if we'll just look for Yamagashi's house.
Yes, I do remember that you have to go like door to door and look for houses. I actually kind of like that we're playing it this way because, you know, on the one hand, I remember in broad strokes what you've got to do, but I also don't remember enough of the fine details that this is feeling pretty fresh, and I don't mind if we take this one at a little bit slower pace. Yamamoto.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so like in conclusion, without making this whole episode about it, I thought Falcon and Winter Soldier was another very big success for Disney Plus.
Oh yeah. Disney Plus, man, is like, when it first started out, it's like, okay, cool. And it was like, what, $4 or something crazy? Like,
yeah,
it's like, okay, I get why it's this cheap. But now it's like every week. And now I think it's very smart that they're doing the weekly formats.
Yep.
Like, people are going to get rid of it because they have something to look forward to.
Exactly.
And it's like every week they're coming out with something new.
Right.
Like,
and I don't even mind. Like, I don't even mind the wait because, like, I get more time to spend with the series, I feel like. Whereas, like, what's an equivalent? Like Stranger Things, I love Stranger Things, but, you know, I watch it in a weekend and then I'm done with it for 2 years, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas this, it feels more like an event.
Jesus.
Hey, there he is.
Oh, it's you, Leo.
What's up? It's Peter Boyle.
It's you.
How was your back?
It's the dad from
Yes,
Everybody
it's
Loves
much
Raymond.
better. But how did you
You know exactly what I'm talking about,
I
right?
heard from someone
No,
in
I
the
don't
neighborhood
actually.
that
The
you
da-
almost got
Young
run over by a
Frankenstein?
car. Well, it must have been
Nope.
Megumi or Sumi-san who told you.
What else was he
That
in?
driver was insane. Could you tell me about what happened?
But he's
with that
the
car?
dad, right?
The dad and
Sure.
Everybody Loves Raymond, yeah.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
car came
That's fucking
flying
him.
around the corner
It's
over
Japanese.
by Sakuragaoka
He
Park
died
and
just a
went
couple years ago,
towards,
didn't he?
Dubuita.
Well,
A
so
black car.
this is probably one of those
Did you
things
see
where,
the
like, I know
license
what you're
plate
saying,
number?
and yeah,
Maybe
it feels
if
to
there
me like it was a
hadn't
couple
been
of years
any
ago.
snow.
It was probably like
And to make
2007 or
matters
something.
worse, I
Wait,
fell
are you
over.
serious?
I don't know. Let me
So
look it
I
up.
never had the chance.
It was-
Are
it
you
was
ready to
after
feel
the-
super
I'm glad to hear
old?
you're okay.
It was after the show ended. Like, it was years after the show ended, I think.
Oh my god, dude, are you ready for this shit?
2012.
2006.
Wait, is when he died?
Is when he died.
When did that show end?
It ended. All right, let's go down the rabbit hole here.
Oh my god. I thought that show ended when I was in college.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus.
Everybody Loves Raymond ended in 2005.
Oh, God.
Dude, we're fucking
So
old.
that show was keeping him alive. They took away his livelihood. Wow.
He was a funny dude. Like he
I don't
was
know
in
who
some
Raymond
good
is,
stuff.
but fuck that guy.
Yeah. Like, Young Frankenstein to this day is probably one of my favorite comedies of all time.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Young
I've
Frankenstein?
never seen Young Frankenstein.
Dude.
What was I just thinking of today?
Okay.
I was thinking of Liar Liar.
Liar.
I was thinking of well, I sent you that GIF of Jim
Excuse
Carrey,
me?
Yeah.
Ace Ventura.
Sorry, but,
But,
could you...
Yeah, sure, dude. I'll come back. You
So
have something to say, I'm
Young
sure.
Frankenstein has probably some of the best comedic timing, if not some of the most cleverly written jokes I've ever seen in a movie. And like, it's one of those films that, like, you can watch it more than once and something like new or like there will be a nuance to a joke or a context to it or like a background detail that you didn't notice that just makes everything that much more hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, what you should really do is rent it with Addie, smoke one joint, like enough that you're like really like you have a really good buzz go on, but you're not so impaired that you won't be able to follow like the nuances
understand
of the
it.
humor.
Yeah.
But like just enough that you can that it will enhance it, and then just like get ready for the fucking ride of your life. I think it's only like an hour and a half long. But
When did this come out?
Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
It's pretty old. I think it was like the 70s.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean it's like you've seen Airplane, right?
Yeah.
It's that same kind of style as Airplane, where like it's just joke, and like if you don't keep pace with it, like it's gonna go over
You'll
your
miss
head. But
it.
if you do,
Yeah.
it's all just so like brilliantly written.
Yeah.
Hey, dude, it's
Those-
Donkey Kong.
I miss those kind of movies. Like,
Yeah, me too.
did you ever see the Naked Gun movies?
Yes.
Those were hilarious.
Yeah, that
Oh my
too.
God,
That's
Liam
another good
Neeson.
example.
Or not Liam Neeson. LOL.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
Nothing.
I see.
But side
Well,
note
if you
though,
remember
this
anything,
is
let me
Funky
know.
Kong, right?
Sure thing. I will.
I mean, look at the sunglasses.
Tom.
He's just there dancing with his boombox.
It's
That's
just-
Sega just ripped
It's
off
Funky Kong,
Funky
yeah.
Kong and made him a man. I don't know why, but I remember thinking that thought specifically when I played this game for the first time. Like, there was no reason.
Oh, yeah?
He's got a Jamaican accent, and he's clearly a human character. But something about, like, the dreadlocks and the sunglasses, like, I don't know why. I just thought of him as Funky Kong.
Oh, I gotta buy these one at a time, don't I?
No.
You do.
May I
And
help
you
you?
will buy each and every one, and we will listen
Yes,
to
I
them.
will. What else am I gonna spend my
Rio's
money
gonna
on?
blow all of his allowance on cassette tapes.
Oh yeah.
Draw a ticket, please.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, dude, we were talking about hipsters and, like, the stuff they buy. No shit, did you know that cassette tapes
No
are
prize.
selling for a fucking mint right now?
Especially
Oh, yeah?
since you bought
Like vinyl
merchandise.
records were so nostalgic that, like, companies started producing them again. So now, like, the hipster scene has moved on to cassette tapes. I shit you not.
I mean, vinyl.
No,
Yeah,
may I
vinyl
help
definitely
you?
like came back in a big way, and now I'm seeing the cassettes. Yeah,
Yeah.
like some major releases are doing cassettes, and
Yep.
it's like, oh, okay.
Like, if you
I don't
wanna-
see
Yeah,
any
ticket,
advantage
please.
to cassettes.
No,
Like,
there's none. But if you want to
Same with
listen,
CDs.
if you want to listen to, you know, Spice Girls on cassette
No
in
prize.
2021, you're throwing down, I
Especially
shit
since
you
you
not,
bought
like
merchandise.
$300 for a Walkman, and like maybe $80 some for a Spice Girls cassette. I shit
Yeah.
you not.
I think the only worst purchase is like a CD Walkman, which is like
Yo, may I help
you'd
you?
have to splurge for the ones that like had anti-jostle technology.
Dude, there was a Radio Shack in Bloomington that
Draw a
closed
ticket,
down
please.
like 2 or so years ago, and I remember walking in there when Connor was. I used to just take Connor out on my Mondays off, right, and just take him to shops and
No prize.
Yeah.
putz around a little bit. And I remember being in there, and they
Especially
still
since you
had
bought
like some CD
merchandise.
players, like portable CD players on sale. And I remember thinking to myself, boy, that would be kind of fun to do, is just pick one of these up and like share my old CD collection with Connor when he's old enough. And I didn't
Yeah.
do it, and now I'm kicking
No,
myself
may I help
because
you? Oh, yeah?
let me look, like portable CD player. Let's see here. Oh, actually, no,
Draw a ticket,
they're not terrible. I mean, depending on the one that you get. Amazon is doing like reproduced ones for like $30.
No prize.
But some of like, if you want a vintage model,
Especially
let's
since
see
you
here.
bought merchandise.
Yeah, you could probably pay upwards towards $100 for it.
Ugh.
But cassette players, on the other hand, Googling this shit right now. Okay, so like the cheapest one that I'm seeing. Okay, Target is selling a repro for $18, so that might help cut into the market. But like the authentic vintage ones,
Yo, may
I'm
I
seeing
help
like
you?
$149. Here's one for $250, but that's like a whole sound
What in
system.
the hell?
Yeah. Here's one for
Come
$60
again, yo.
that I remember like having in my dad's garage just gathering dust. Okay, but that's actually a good thing. Like I'm kind of glad that I'm starting to see reproductions, because for a while there, I was thinking like, shit, like my old Chevy S10 had a glove compartment full of cassette tapes because like that car was from 1994 and didn't have a CD player.
Yeah.
So like I was sitting on probably like in modern currency probably close to $400 or $500 worth of cassette tapes.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and that's not to say that like I had an expansive collection. I just had a couple bands that I
Yo,
just listened to on my way to
things
school or
slow down for you,
work
Ernie?
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
If there's anything I can
I didn't
do,
think
be
anything
sure
about it.
to
Like
let
I
me
wasn't like
know.
making a
Yeah.
social statement by
Did you
listening to
happen to
something
see a
retro.
black
That it's just
car
like
that
that's
day?
what I had access
A
to,
black
you know.
car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
But,
wasn't
like,
the
if
kind
I
of
had
car
hung
we
on
usually
to
see
those-
around here.
But hindsight is
a car
2020.
like
So-
that splashed
so
the
you
mud on
just-
me
you
when
sold
it
'em?
sped past.
No, I
No, they're
I
just-
probably just
Yeah.
tossed them out when I switched
Did you see
from
who
the
was in the car?
from my Chevy
No,
to
I
my
didn't.
Honda Civic.
It's just
It
not
was
with the
too
CD
fast.
player.
Yeah. And
But
I don't
I
even
heard
use
a
the CD
rumor
player, of
But
course.
Tom
Yeah.
had an argument with the people in the car.
Do you mean Tom?
like
at the hot
anymore.
dog
Like
truck?
if I want to listen
Yeah.
to music on my way to work, I'll either
Why are
turn
you
on
asking
NPR
about that car?
or I will pop in my
No reason.
AirPods
See
and
you
listen
later.
to Amazon
Yo.
Music.
Hmm?
Yeah.
Cheer up, will ya?
Yeah. See you.
That being said, though, one thing that I did hang on to, my dad a couple of years ago was looking to get rid of some of his old records because he just doesn't listen to them anymore. Because
Yeah.
you know, unless you are like purposefully trying to recapture that nostalgic air, like who actively like takes the time to pop in a record and turn that on and sit down and listen to
Tom.
it, right?
Yeah.
But at the
Hey,
same time, I
Leo.
felt like, you know, these were
Tell me about that
sentimental
woman
to
in the
him.
black
Like he
car.
got these,
What?
like he has Beatles
Zombie told me
albums
you
from
had
like
words with the
the
guys
60s
driving the
when they
black
first
car.
came out.
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
No,
yeah,
I
you can't
don't
throw these away,
remember.
even though they're so
They might
mass
have been the
produced
ones
that
who
they're not,
murdered my
they don't sell
father.
for a super high price.
Your father?
But
Please
I still
try
feel
to
like they're
think.
worth holding on to.
Right,
So I have a
man.
Yeah.
big stack of
Try.
them and no way to play them.
Those guys in the black car? What were they
The
like?
vinyls or
I
Yeah,
saw a
like
guy
not
wearing
like
this
modern
weird
reproductions,
coat.
but like the actual
What kind
originals.
of coat?
Yeah.
He has
It
a
was
ton
a
of
deep
Beatles and a ton of
green.
David Bowie.
Maybe
That's awesome.
velvet
Yeah.
or
Well,
silk.
and by extension, I have them. Like they're in my house, and I'm kind of like
That's Len
holding
D.
on to them.
What happened?
There's a lot about that I
They
don't know, because
almost
apparently
hit
there's,
one of
I
my
mean, when it comes to
customers, so I
quality, it's
gave
like the
them a
quality of
piece
the
my
needle.
mind.
Like
But
there's,
they're
it's
mine.
Oh,
not
yeah, I wouldn't know
diamond.
what
What
to
the
do
hell
with
am I?
This glare.
Apparently there's
I
like
never seen
apparently
such a cold stare, man.
a lot of like record players.
remember anything
After
else?
a long time,
No.
it'll like destroy
Try
the
asking
record.
Chinese
Yeah.
people about
But
Chinese.
there's wow,
Do
that's
you know
racist,
any
Tom.
Chinese?
Right.
But
Sorry, man.
Easy, Funky.
But see that travel agency over there?
but
They get some Chinese
yeah, apparently there's like
customers.
this really
I'll ask
good
around
needle. I
for
don't know if
you
it's like
too,
super,
man.
just super
Come
fine
by
or something,
later.
but it doesn't,
Sure.
it doesn't hurt the vinyls. So.
Dude, real quick, look at his menu. Like, turn around, look at the menu on his truck. Sorry.
Oh,
Oh, never mind.
I
Check
always
out
love
that
this.
bloom lighting.
Ba-da-da-da.
Actually, I think that was one of the things that got enhanced for this port, was the lighting.
Yeah, that they have bloom lighting.
Yeah, because it definitely had, like, the straight, like, cone with visible edges. Okay, let's see here.
Big hot dog.
Big hot dog, spicy hot dog, French dog?
Yokosuka dog.
Did that say
fried
French
potato.
dog?
Fresh dog.
Fresh dog.
As opposed to
just the regular hot dog. Do you want it refrigerated for a while, or you want it, like, out since 3 in the morning? I just saw fried potato, and I'm like, what else does this man have? Anywho, sorry, yeah.
No, it's all good. I think I'm gonna visit the thrift store because if they're open, because
Right.
they have the scrolls.
Right. But no, so like all of this conversation we're having, this is all just to say that
Excuse
this
me?
game
What is
just
it?
gives
Who's the
me
best
like
person
such
in
a
town to
vibe.
ask about?
You know,
Chinese
like
people want
I'm
some
simultaneously
clothes.
back in the year 2000 when I first played this game, while at the same time, because the game takes place in 1987, it also strangely makes me remember my childhood before the year 2000, you know, because even though this is, you know, Japan, like just I grew up with, you know, cassette tapes, and I remember like just going outside and walking my neighborhood and like talking to random kids who were playing, and like, you know, just shit like that you do not see in 2021.
Yeah.
Can I have this?
Yes.
And like,
Thank you very much.
you know, I
This
know
is
I'm
the
like not
scroll
the
of
first
secrets.
parent to
My
say this
grandfather
within the
said,
last
"Read this and
45
practice,
minutes.
and
But
you
like,
will
if my
become
son wanted
stronger."
to, you know, just go out and explore our neighborhood and like talk to other kids, I would have to like really force myself to let him go.
Yeah. Which sucks.
It
you
does,
know, and,
but
and
like you hear so
you
much
live in a
shit.
pretty good neighborhood, like, too.
Yeah, it's super
but I
quiet
get
and
it.
secluded, but I don't know. Like, I just don't feel comfortable about it. Whereas, like, when I was 6 years old, I would tell my dad, "Hey, I'm going out on my bike," and he'd be like, "All right,
Yeah.
come back for dinner."
See it? Yeah, me too. And it would be like, yeah, and you could be out like when the sun got like kind of late,
Yeah, as
and it
long
was
as you were back
not
before the sun
like
got
till
down.
like 9 o'clock or something. But
That was
yeah, you
always the
could see
trick.
out to like 7 o'clock in the summer.
Yep.
Speaking of which, give me some help. Which move am I? I'm getting one more.
Let me think here. I don't remember
Maybe-
Rising Flash.
Maybe Twin Swallow Leap.
Is that the like roundhouse over the head kick? Can you see them
I
before
think
you
it's.
buy
I
them?
think you jump, and yeah. Let's see if there's a way to. I thought there was actually.
Nope.
Nope. Let's
You
buy
open it, you bought it.
Can I have this?
Yeah, I think you like
Yes,
jump and you
thank you
kick
very
them twice or
much.
something.
I don't
Okay.
But
understand it
you
myself.
like
I'm sure you'll become stronger by reading this.
That's how that works. Also, is that a
Real
like,
make it
tiny
work.
adult or a mature child? Right?
Upon further investigation,
I have no clue.
undetermined.
Young lady? Little boy? I don't understand. The graphics are very ambiguous. Like, it's a pink sweater with flowers, so maybe young lady? Or maybe poor, really little boy? I don't know. Oh, I love this drunk dude.
Are you alright?
So, like, I was talking about, like, some of the random fights you can get. You know, like, if you find the wrong
you sure?
drunk, they'll take a swing at you or throw something
yeah,
at you.
yeah.
That's the best. In fact,
Yeah,
where
let's go
are
down. Yeah, let's go down a dark alley or something.
Yeah, right?
Sakura sushi.
they? But yeah,
Let's see.
so like, for whatever reason, this game just makes me think of so many things just by looking at it. And that's this is like a scrambled mess of an episode as far as our conversation, but it's for that reason, you know, like it takes you back in so many ways.
Yeah. I mean, not like going down a bar alley or anything like that, but just seeing kids at play and just talking to people like it's no big deal to talk to people.
Right, and then like the technology that they show off, which is, you know, period authentic other than the Sega Saturn, and it's just
Here's the best music in the game. Bob's Pizzeria.
I don't remember
It's
it.
real good pizza.
Oh, that's right. It's real good pizza. Yeah.
These
guys
guys,
will fight you.
you fight them eventually.
What is it, kid?
What is it?
I will
I need
hurt
to
you.
ask you something.
I will kill you, or what did he
Who
say?
the hell do you think you're
Here
talking
it is.
to? You fucking with me?
I always thought he said you
I've
fucking.
got a question for you. Who are you kidding?
Hey,
I
Rio.
will hurt you.
There it is. I will hurt you. Jesus, I believe you.
What do you want? I want to ask you something.
Why does he have
Hey,
a,
you got a
a Native
death wish or
American
something?
like stamped
Ah,
onto his
you
chest?
Ain't nothing but some punk-ass schoolboy.
Is
Sorry,
that a
guys.
thing? Like it's
What's
not
that?
like a tribal tattoo. It's an actual picture of like a Native American on his chest.
Wait, what?
Look at this dude. Like zoom in on him. Look at that.
What the?
It's like the Kansas City Chiefs logo just stamped on his chest.
I feel like this guy knows.
Yes,
things
this guy's
sometimes.
important. He can tell you something.
Oh, it's you, Rio.
Whoa.
I heard you had a hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Are you
dad
okay
was
now?
murdered in front of
Yes.
me.
I feel
Yeah,
so bad.
I'm
Don't
leagues
overdo
better. All right, guy.
Well, my hair was black this morning. Now it's white.
I know.
I'm 40. I don't know what the hell happened.
Heartbeats is down here.
Oh yeah. God, there's so much stuff to discover in this. Oh, these guys. Here we go. These are the ones I was thinking of. Look at this dude.
Get out of my way.
Oh, damn.
What?
Hello, he's not passive.
Go home.
Hey, Gaijin, you want your ass kicked? Nice.
You.
You weren't taking any shit. Oh, there's one thing that I actively disliked about Shenmue 3. The QTAs were broken as fuck.
Oh, really? Why?
They were bad. Didn't you notice that? You have like less than like a ninth of a second to react.
What is it? Kids aren't welcome around here. Go away.
I am not kidding. Like in Shenmue 1 and 2,
I
like
don't think I've ever seen that before.
some of the ones in yeah, right. Some of the ones
I only
in
come
Shenmue-
here when it's like time to come here. Usually,
right.
I've never been not allowed in. They treat me like a.
No, Bart Simpson.
They give me milk, but they've never said, yeah, don't come in here.
Go away, child. 6 foot tall, like
Oh, here we go.
180 pounds of muscle child.
If there's not another Chinese-looking place around here, it's
Yeah.
this place.
But no, the QTEs in Shenmue 1 and 2, like some of them could be demanding, but like
Yeah, Shenmue 2, the what do you call it ones for
oh,
sure.
the final boss that sucked, but they were
and
still
also
doable.
the do these three things like.
Son. Yes?
So like
But yeah,
with-
I don't know it's
Other
Shenmue
Chinese
3.
people
Like
Oh,
I don't think I've encountered one yet.
want to
with
know
Shenmue
about
3,
other Chinese?
like, so they're the same every
nothing
time.
really.
Like, they're not random. Like, if you see it and you fail, then you know what's coming the next time.
Yeah.
But even then, you can still fail them. Like,
Not all
so like,
Chinese
the
people
only
are
way
bad.
that I could find to
understand
actually
that,
get through some of
but the
them
only
was
clue I
just
have
be
is that they
mashing
were
the button
Chinese.
before it even started. Because, like, the time limit is
Is there
so
anything you
strict.
could tell me?
You say
Oh, I gotta send you a
Chinese
video, and I
people
say this
around
last time,
here?
like the Tsukihime
There's
video,
quite a
but
lot of
have you
them
ever seen
compared
the
to
video
before.
of QTEs
We
from
don't
the
really
Spider-Man
know the
3
newcomers.
game, I think,
Yes.
for the
I
PlayStation
see.
2?
Yep.
Why
And
don't
that
you
it just has
tell
the
him
most
about
hilarious
the
failures
When he
ever.
dies, yeah, he just
Oh.
face plants in the
He'll
He'll
building.
just
Three
like
blades.
hit a pipe when he's
Three
trying
blades?
to swing the thing he's been doing
What
for a
are
long
the three
time, and he's just
blades?
like, I
It
forgot how to do
literally
this.
refers to three
Blast.
different
Doesn't do
trades.
it. Wait, hold
Or
on. I
you-
gotta find
Three
something that I'm gonna
different
share with you.
trades.
The barber, the tailor, and the cook. They all use bladed tools.
Oh, where is it?
The barber uses
There's
a
this
razor.
GIF or
The
GIF,
tailor
if you will,
uses scissors.
of a
And the
guy
cook
dressed as
uses
Spider-Man,
knives.
and
Ah, I
he's
get
like
it.
jumping from a
Most
really
of the
high height, and
Chinese
he
who
wants the
came
crowd to
Japan
catch him,
were one of the
but the
three.
crowd doesn't
It
catch
doesn't
him.
cost much to
God.
set up, so you can start
Oh
the
my god, hold on a
business
second.
quickly.
Let me see if I can find
People
it.
of the
I will
three
send it to you after
blades
this is
also
over.
know each other very well. It's a good idea to ask them if you're looking for information on people from China.
Who are some of the three-blade people around here?
For the barber, visit Maeda-san.
Oh, the three blades, that's
For the
right.
tailor, see Itoi-san, who's making patches now. For the cook, go and ask Mampukuken Ramen. The three-blade people should know about other Chinese people as well.
Oh, there's also another barber shop, the Liu Barber and Hair Salon. But Liu's
But that
son's
guy is a
father
dick.
is in the hospital now. His family's having a hard time. The shop's been closed recently.
So, I should go and speak with Maeda-san, Itoi-san, and Mampukuken
It's one of
Ramen,
those
right?
parts where you can tell this
Yes.
guy doesn't know a lick
I
of
see.
Japanese.
Thank you very much.
Not that I do, but you know, Maeda-san, Itoi-san.
Looks like they're about to close.
Oh, damn it, I can't find this GIF.
Is there something? There's like a disadvantage if you keep staying out late. You go home automatically, but then
Yes,
like
you will.
Ine-san
So
yells
she's
at
worried
you or
about
something,
you, yeah.
right? Okay. But is there any real like?
No,
Is that-
like, from a gameplay perspective, I don't think there's any penalty for it. You just
Okay.
feel bad because you've disappointed Ine-san.
Yeah, maybe I train a little bit. Let's see.
Maybe I'll train to the wee hours of the morning. Damn it, I cannot find this GIF. Like, I think it's from like 10 years ago, but it's super funny. Because he's like riling up the crowd and they're like, you know, waving at him. And then he just jumps and they let him fall.
Why?
And bear in mind, this isn't a movie and it's not a video game. It's like just a real dude dressed as Spider-Man. And you can tell he probably has a cracked rib or two.
Wow.
I know. Oh, come on. Let me try
closed.
jump.
Let's start heading back. Maybe there's things to do.
No, I don't want like pictures of like Tom Holland and like the actual Spider-Man doing cool stuff. I
I want to see someone fail.
want to see someone get hurt, okay? Let me have this. By the way, I've decided that the next game that we're playing after we finish Ocarina of Time is going to be Miles Morales, because I got to share that with you.
Oh,
It's real
yes,
good.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it's real good. I just got the Platinum Trophy in it the other day.
Oh, nice, dude.
I
Yeah.
love these.
So like, I realized the other week that
I
there's
should buy
like
one.
5 or 6 games that I got like super into that I was like 2 trophies away from getting the platinum from, and I thought to myself, why? And so I just went back, and Miles Morales was one of them. I
This
did
is
Dragon
cool.
Quest 11, which was great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so you didn't get the platinum in Dragon Quest 11 until
No,
recently?
I
Try
didn't, and it
again.
was stupid because there was only like a couple of quick
Changed my
things that I
mind.
had to do. Like I had to get like 1 or 2 more costumes, and then level up my party from like level 96 to 99. So like,
Oh,
why the
wow.
hell not?
Yeah, that sounds like a game that if you're trying for the platinum from the beginning, it's going to take you forever.
Yeah, but if you just like naturally do it and like just play it a lot, like you'll find yourself that's what
Oops.
happened. Like I I was most of the way there just from like getting super invested into it. I think I found it. No, I didn't. Damn. Spider-Man jump hurt. Let's see if we can. What if I type that and then make it a little more specific? I want him to get hurt. Show me some blood, damn it. Oh crap, we're an hour in already.
Oops. All right, I guess I'll. Oh, I don't have a name for her yet.
Hey, see you soon.
Okay, Rio.
I can't be the only one who remembers this GIF. Like, it's gotta be on here.
You gotta find it and
It's
send that
Google.
to me.
I mean,
Now I'm
come
interested.
on. I mean, it's like 10 it's like 5 seconds long. It's not the world's most interesting GIF, but there's something about like the way that he falls. Like you can tell that it dawns on him halfway down that he's about to get messed up. You know? Like it starts off super confident and then it ends just with like a flop. Oh shit. Okay, let's try face plant.
You're home.
Like maybe that'll work.
Oh, hi, Ine-san.
I was worried because it was getting late.
Don't worry. I'll always be home by 11 o'clock.
He almost sounds like an abuser there, doesn't he? Don't worry.
Yes, I understand.
Oh no, that just brings up the PS3 one that you were talking about.
Oh, it was a PS3.
Which is still
okay.
Gotta
hilarious.
get to
but-
bed.
Okay, I guess we gotta get to bed.
God, I'm so glad we're finally playing this game. Even
Oh,
though
I
like
love
we
that
hardly talked
this-
about it.
They got a little VMU there. That's funny.
Well, that's the thing.
And
It's such a product of its time that you can't really talk about Shenmue without also talking about like the entire culture surrounding Shenmue. I swear to God, I'm gonna find this GIF.
He just plopped
Right?
down.
He's just down.
Razor's barber, Maeda-san. Oh, Maeda-san better watch out. Shit.
Good lord, it looks like a hit list.
Right.
Few blades, knives, cook. This is how I'm going to kill them. I'm going to kill the tailor with his scissors. I'm going to kill the barber with a razor.
With his own
Shit, Rio.
razors. Wow. All
I
right.
hope he never gets
That
like pulled over. You know, like that's gonna.
I forgot these days are kind of long. Maybe I've just been playing like too much Stardew Valley recently, but I'm not used to like in-game days being like an hour.
Right.
All right. Well, maybe next time on Play the Hits we can, I don't know, do more than a day. I can get this thing set up like in under an hour.
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
be great.
Oh my god. I hope my PS4 doesn't, it's not on the fritz or something. Like somebody's kind of forcing my hand to get a PS5, I guess. But
Yeah, if you want to buy one for $800.
oh god, yeah. It's
it is ridiculous to me that you still like. I do check stores occasionally, even though I already have one. I do check stores just to see like when they're actually going to be on shelves, and they're just not anywhere.
yeah.
It's crazy that it's like it's been out for it's been out for 6 months now, and by and large, the general public does not have the option of just going and purchasing one.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
I'm I follow like inventory things and stuff, and
Yeah,
and
it's
as far as
crazy.
like the Nvidia graphics cards, like
Yep.
those are still extremely hard to find.
That
and
is, I almost wonder if that's just going to be like a failed season. I mean, I know Nvidia is still making money because the scalpers are purchasing them and then selling them for 3 times what they're worth.
and you have
But that
bit
sucks.
miners, like you have a lot of miners who are buying these things too, and
Right.
it's just like, okay, so they're being bought. It's
but
just
like,
like
not by people who just want to use them for what they were designed for,
yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, it really does, because is this what the market looks like from now on? You're always going to be like, if you're just a regular consumer, you're always going to be a generation behind because modern tech just isn't available for you. Like that's bullshit. And like, I don't know what a good way to actually nice. I don't know what a good way to actually monitor this would be. Like, I don't know how you stop scalpers or miners or whatever from like buying entire inventories. But
I mean, I know
it seems like there should be something so that like just a dude who wants to go into a store and buy, you know, with his hard-earned money, a new graphics card to enjoy his video games with, like that should be an option, right? Am I just crazy?
I feel like some places are there's things they can do, and most places just don't care enough.
Yeah.
Like GeForce, I think GeForce, their versions of the NVIDIA graphics cards, they have like a queue where you're just like, okay, I'm interested in this, and like, okay, well, now you've secured your spot in line.
Right.
We'll email you, and when we email you, you know, you got 2 hours, but that's it. And it's like, okay, at least that's something, you know, like. These places could do like queues, and they don't care because they're gonna sell them slower that way. It's just like, but yeah, they can do stuff. I'm lucky that I live near like a micro center, so
I was gonna say,
I
at the
look
very
there.
least, you have more options than your average person just because you live in an urban environment. Yeah,
they are sold out of the NVIDIA graphics cards when I go there randomly most of the time, but like some other, like they do get them in stock like a lot.
Right.
And the what is it, the processors, the new AMD processors that are hard to find, like the 5600X, like they have that in stock all the time. And so it's just, I am lucky that I live close to there. But I'm looking forward to upgrading. Oh, end of the episode, here's a little bombshell, is that we're moving.
Oh, really?
And we're not renewing our lease. We're just moving half a mile away to another apartment, but definitely a lot more expensive, but it's a bit more room for us. So that's
you're
good.
finally upgrading, huh?
Yeah, and
nice.
and we can have a dog there if we want. So that's a big upgrade. There's a lot of just good things about it, like having the washer and dryer like in the apartment and not having to pay for it, like, is awesome.
Yeah.
You can, and there's what do you call it? The gigabit Ethernet, or like AT&T has the gigabit there, which I've been wanting to get. I just want to like say fuck you to Comcast finally. So,
nice.
Yeah, that will be nice. But yeah, I think once we move and get everything unpacked, it'll be pretty close to the time I should have enough money saved, because I've been putting like $50 a paycheck away to like upgrade the computer more. So then it'll be time to get the new motherboard, get the new processor, a fan for the processor, and then
nice.
new hard drive, new RAM, all that. The RAM, oh my god. Like, things are kind of staying steady. RAM is getting more expensive as time goes on.
Really? I haven't noticed. Well, I mean, I haven't been in the market for RAM in a little bit.
The RAM I've been looking at has gone up by like 20% over the past 6 months.
Shit, and here I was about to get you some sticks for Christmas, I remember.
Oh, jeez.
Bet you wish you'd said yes now.
They're going up. Like, the ones that I want, the like number one, it's, what the fuck are they? G-Skill... something Neo, I can't remember, and you know, they're like $160. Well, they're like $190 something now, and they've just been steadily going up every like 6 weeks or so. They'll go up a little bit more. That's oh well,
man. All right, dude. Well, I'll let you know if I ever find this GIF, and next time we play some more Shenmue, and probably actually talk more about Shenmue.
All right, man.
This just opened the floodgates, if you can't tell.
Oh, yeah.
Like it does. All right, buddy. We'll see you next time.
All right, man. Have a good night.